Chapter 18 Pollution of Air and Water. The environment is the surroundings in which an organization operates, including air, water, land, natural resources, flora, fauna, human being and their interrelation. The global warming is reasserted in global problem today. It is the burning issue of today's world. We are destroying our nature with our own hands. We need to bring awareness about avoiding environment pollution so that we can bring down the global warming. Now the media regularly reports on the falling quality of the environment. We ourselves feel the impact of the falling quality of air and water in our lives. The number of people suffering from diseases of the respiratory system, for example, is steadily rising. We shudder to imagine a time when clean air and water may no longer be available. You have learnt about the importance of air and water in your previous classes. In this chapter, we will study about the harmful changes taking place in our surroundings and their effects on our lives. Air pollution. Pollution is introducing something into the environment that is dirty, unclean or has a harmful effect on the ecosystem. We need food and water for survival of our life. We can survive for some time without food, but without air we cannot live for a few minutes. So air is most important for us. Air is a combination of different gases that form the atmosphere of the earth. The constituents of air are nitrogen, 78%, oxygen, 21%, water vapor, carbon dioxide and other gases such as helium, ozone, argon etc., 0.04%, along with dust particle. Air pollution is defined as the presence of different substance in a certain concentration in the air that causes harm to human beings and the environment. In other words, when the air gets contaminated due to harmful and unnecessary substances that can affect the living and non-living things on the earth, it is called air pollution. How does air get polluted? The things which are responsible for contamination of all air are called air pollutants. These pollutants may result from natural causes like burning of fuels, like smoke or dust from forest fires or volcanic eruptions, and from man-made causes, smoke from or firewood, etc. Now let us find out the problems which are caused by the air pollution. These problems are created due to the substances or pollutants which are present in the air. Many problems related to respiratory system might be caused due to air pollution. Oxygen carry capacity of blood reduces because of improper burning of vehicle fuels. As the vehicles emit high levels of pollutants like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides and smoke into atmosphere. Have you seen a thick fog-like layer in the atmosphere, especially during winters? This is smog, which is made up of smoke and fog. Smoke may contain oxides of nitrogen which combine with other air pollutants and fog to form smog. The smog causes breathing difficulties such as asthma, cough and wheezing in children. It also causes visibility problems in affected areas. Many industries are also responsible for causing air pollution. Petroleum refineries are a major source of gaseous pollutants like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. Sulfur dioxide is produced by combustion of fuels like coal in power plants. It can cause respiratory problems, including permanent lung damage. You have already studied about the burning of fossil fuels in Chapter 5. Electronic devices like refrigerators, air conditioners etc. emit chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs. CFCs damage the ozone layer present in the atmosphere. And the ozone layer is responsible for protecting us from harmful ultraviolet rays of the sun. Have you heard of the ozone hole? Try to find out about it. Thankfully, less harmful chemicals are now being used in place of CFCs. In addition to the above-mentioned gases, automobiles which burn diesel and petrol also produce tiny particles which remain suspended in air for long periods. Figure 18.3. They reduce visibility. When inhaled, they cause diseases. Such particles are also produced during industrial processes like steel making and mining. Power plants give out tiny ash particles which also pollute the atmosphere. Case study: the Taj Mahal. Every year 8 million visitors flock to the Taj Mahal, drawn to its marble face, towering spas and green gardens. To tell the truth, Taj Mahal is slowly decaying due to air pollution. Dense smog created by human activities is slowly discoloring the marble and turning it to sickly yellowish brown color. So, it is not only living organisms that get affected by polluted air, but non-living things like buildings, monuments and statues also get affected. The industries located in and around Agra like rubber processing, automobile, chemicals and especially the Mathura oil refinery, have been responsible for producing pollutants like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide. These gases react with the water vapor present in the atmosphere to form sulfuric acid and nitric acid. The acid drops down with rainwater, making the rain acidic. This is called acid rain. Acid rain can be harmful for living beings and also for non-living things. Acid rain corrodes the outer surface of buildings. This has caused the Taj Mahal becoming pale. Acid rain has corroded the marble of this monument. And this phenomenon is called marble cancer. Suspended particulate matter such as the soot particles emitted by Mathura oil refinery has contributed towards the yellowing of the marble. The Supreme Court has taken several steps to save the Taj. It has ordered industries to switch to cleaner fuels like CNG, compressed natural gas, and LPG, liquefied petroleum gas. Moreover, the automobiles should switch over to unleaded petrol in the Taj zone. Discuss with your elders and see what they have to say about the condition of the Taj 20 or 30 years ago. Try to procure a picture of the Taj Mahal for your scrapbook. Greenhouse effect. You already know that the sun's rays warm the Earth's surface. As the sun rays enter the Earth's atmosphere, some of the radiation gets reflected back into space while some of it is trapped inside the Earth's atmosphere. This is possible because of certain greenhouse gases in the Earth's atmosphere which can trap the heat of the sun. The trapped heat warms the greenhouse. The trapping of radiations by the Earth's atmosphere is similar. That is why it is called the greenhouse effect. Without this process, life would not have been possible on the Earth. But now it threatens life. Excess of CO in the air is one of the gases responsible for this effect. But how does CO content rise in the atmosphere and become excessive? You know that CO is one of the components of air. You have also studied the role of carbon dioxide in plants. But if there is excess of CO in the air, it acts as a pollutant. Can you help to find out the answer to her questions? On the one hand, CO is continuously being released because of human activities. On the other hand, area under forests is decreasing. Plants utilize CO2 from the atmosphere for photosynthesis, thereby decreasing the amount of CO in the air. Deforestation leads to an increase in the amount of CO in the air because the number of trees which consume CO is reduced. Human activities, thus, contribute to the accumulation of CO in the atmosphere. CO2 traps heat and does not allow it to escape into space. As a result, the average temperature of the Earth's atmosphere is gradually increasing. This is called global warming. Other gases like methane, nitrous oxide and water vapor also contribute towards this effect. Like CO2, they are also called greenhouse gases. Global warming has become a major concern for governments worldwide. Many countries have reached an agreement to reduce the emission of greenhouse gases. The Kyoto Protocol is one such agreement. You are surprised to hear that an increase in the Earth's temperature by even as little as half a degree Celsius can have such a serious effect. We had read in the newspapers recently that the Gangotri Glacier in the Himalayas has started melting because of glowing. What can be done? 1. Switching to cleaner fuels like CNG and LPG can lead to decreased air pollution. 2. Generating awareness among people about air pollution and its harmful effects will encourage them to participate in it. 3. Increase the usage of solar energy, wind energy and hydropower. 4. Planting more and more trees around the cities in rural areas. India celebrates Van Mahotsav in July every year, where people come together and plant trees on a large scale. 5. Instead of burning dry leaves and other organic materials, they should be damped into compost. 6. Using gas stoves instead of burning coal or wood to cook food. 7. Sharing vehicles or using public transport to reduce the numbers of vehicles on the road and hence the air pollution. 8. Using eco-friendly paints and cleaning products for household and other buildings. Water pollution. In the previous class you have studied that water is more important for life. We need water for various activities. So water is not only necessary for the existence of life on the earth, it is required to perform several functions like cleaning, washing clothes, bathing, cooking, etc. Due to these activities, several substances get mixed up in water, which makes it useful for further consumption. This addition of biological, chemical and physical substances in water is called water pollution. These substances contaminate water and it unfit for consumption of human beings and animals are called water pollutants. How does water polluted? A case study of Ganga River. Ganga is a holy river of Hindus. It is one of the most significant river of India. It flows through many towns, cities and villages of the northern, eastern and central India. Millions of people depend on it for their daily needs and livelihood. But it has been found that Ganga is one of the 10 endangered rivers of the world according to the WWF, Worldwide Fund of Nature. This is because of its extreme pollution. The river has been called dead at several places as it has no aquatic life there. In order to prevent the river Ganga from getting polluted, the government of India had initiated the Ganga Action Plan in 1905. It aimed to reduce the pollution levels in the river. However, the increasing population and industrialization have already damaged this mighty river beyond repair. Now, the Government of India has launched a new initiative known as National Mission for Clean Ganga (NMCG) in 2016. To understand the situation of Ganga, let us take a specific example of Kanpur city. The Ganga river flowing through Kanpur region in Uttar Pradesh is the most polluted part of this river. This is so because of the large population of Kanpur. People use river water for bathing, cleaning, washing clothes and they even defecate in the river. They also throw garbage, flowers, idols of gods, goddesses and non-biodegradable polythene bags into the river. All this leads to its pollution. The flow of river Ganga near Kanpur region is slow, which leads to more pollution of it in still water. There are more than 5,000 industries in Kanpur including leather, detergent, parent and fertilizer industries. All of these release to the wastes in the river, which leads to its pollution. Based on the above information, think of the answers to the following questions. What are the factors responsible for pollution of the river? What steps can be taken to restore the river Ganga to its past glory? How would the disposal of garbage, etc., affect the living organisms in the river? Many industries discharge harmful chemicals into rivers and streams, causing the pollution of water. Figure 18.9. Examples are oil refineries, paper factories, textile and sugar mills and chemical factories. These industries cause chemical contamination of water. The chemicals released include arsenic, lead and fluorides, which lead to toxicity in plants and animals. There are regulations to prevent this. Industries are supposed to treat the waste produced before discharging it into waters, but quite often the rules are not followed. The soil is also affected by impure water, causing changes in acidity, growth of worms, etc. We have learnt in Chapter 1 the importance of pesticides and weedicides for the protection of crops. However, all these chemicals dissolve in water and are washed into water bodies from the fields. They also seep into the ground to pollute groundwater. Have you seen ponds which look green from a distance because they have a lot of algae growing in them? This is caused by excessive quantities of chemicals which get washed from the fields. These act as nutrients for algae to flourish. Once these algae die, they serve as food for decomposers like bacteria. A lot of oxygen in the water body gets used up. This results in a decrease in the oxygen level which may kill aquatic organisms. Sometimes untreated sewage is thrown directly into rivers. It contains food wastes, detergents, microorganisms, etc. Can groundwater get polluted by sewage? How? Water contaminated with sewage may contain bacteria, viruses, fungi and parasites which cause diseases like cholera, typhoid and jaundice. The bacteria present in the feces of mammals are indicators of the quality of water. If water has these bacteria, it means that it has been contaminated by fecal matter. If such water is used by us, it can cause various infections. What is potable water and how is water purified? We need these things that water which we drink look very clear and without any smell, but still we become sick. It is so, because water which looks clean may still have disease-carrying microorganisms. Many impurities also dissolved in it. So, it is essential to purify water before drinking. For example, by drinking water or the water that is fit for consumption and food preparation is also called potable water. You have seen how various physical and chemical processes in the sewage treatment plants help to clean water before discharging it into water bodies. Similarly, municipal bodies treat the water before supplying it to households. Let us see how water can be made safe for drinking. You have already seen how water is filtered. This is a physical method of removing impurities. A popular household filter is a candle-type filter. Many households use boiling as a method for obtaining safe drinking water. Boiling kills the germs present in the water. Chlorination is a commonly used chemical method for purifying water. It is done by adding chlorine tablets or bleaching powder to the water. We must be cautious. We should not use more chlorine tables than specified. What can be done? Industries should strictly adhere to the laws and do not dispose untreated sewage water into the river or any other water body directly. More water treatment plants should be established near the industrial areas. We should save water as much as we can. For example, we can make sure that there are no leaking laps in the houses. We should reuse this water if we can. For example, the water that we use for washing clothes can also be used for cleaning the house floor. Water used for washing vegetable may be used to water plants in the garden. Reduce, reuse and recycle should be our mantra. Pollution is no longer a distant phenomenon. It is affecting the quality of our daily lives. Unless we all realize our responsibility and start using environment-friendly processes, the very survival of our planet in danger.